Good evening, traders. This is Rod with the VPT Live Room Recap. Today's Thursday, November 6, 2014. So just going to highlight one trade real quick today, the Qualcomm calls that we did based on some earnings news. Before I do that, a quick little recap of the activity that we track in the room. This is both futures and options. So a nice day with $760 of closed profit. We still have some of those Qualcomms open in this other account real quick. So let's just take a look at Qualcomm over here. We're going to keep it real simple, clean chart. Not a lot of indicators on it. This was a earnings miss, pretty substantial, and it was sort of a triple grenade. They threw some other warnings about some indictments or investigations into their business practices. So really just all kinds of bad news in the stock. It pushed down pretty hard on huge volume right at the get-go, and right in here is where we picked up our first piece. On the higher time frame, there's some relevance at 69.5 on that October sell-off where the whole market just sold off. Qualcomm, big market cap stock in the chip space. So had that going for it. It's not very often that you see 10% moves on $130 billion market cap stocks, with the exception of IBM. So anyhow, push down, expected actually to be doing an adverse excursion and adding a little bit to our position, which we did pretty close to lows here. So our initial, we were trading the 70 calls for November, so giving ourselves a little bit of time. At the time, the stock was trading a little under 70 and pushed all the way down to a little under 68 before closing nicely back above 70 today, putting in a U. Not really a V, but a U. Everything is V's and U's today, folks. Those are our favorite letters in the alphabet, certainly if we're long. So let's take a look at also how that looked on the VPT Trade Alerts Twitter feeds. For those of you that are not able to be in the room, or when you are looking for some information about what's going on when you're not here, the Twitter feed is a great way for VPT members to follow along with that. So if I just drop down here, this is where we first started. Down here. So you can see our initial fill on the first 10 was at 123. It actually pushed all the way down to about 70 cents. We did an ad at 84. In another account, I was fortunate to get almost the low of the day. I got filled on some good size at 65. But in the VPT room, those were our two fills, 123 and 84. We talked about where our exits would be, and our exits are based on where we get in. So the exits were 40% from entry, and the first one was right here at 107. Next target 166. And I don't know if I tweeted out that that got filled, so I think it got filled actually 164 or something like that. And then I'm holding a little bit more for some runners. I think this could be a real big trade, folks. I could see Qualcomm getting back of 73, 75 even, which would make those options that we paid about $1 for maybe worth $3 or $4 in the next week or so. So I'm holding a little bit for a runner, but for day trade, really nice, and we were out. So that was an example of the kind of trading we can do, day trading options in the VPT Live room. Let's take a quick look at the Brickwick futures. Not a whole heck going along. I'm doing swing trading in other accounts, but in the Brickwick, just some really small, scrappy singles and scratches here. Counter trend trading, this big drive up in the Dow. Essentially, I have a long position going on in the ES, so it's also easy for me to just sort of hedge off on the Dow. And these are the little trades for today. So made a couple $100 in November so far in the Brickwick Index futures. It's had a nice little run here since the drawdown that it took during that hectic kind of six to 8 days that we had in the middle of October. So we'll leave it there for now. What we'd like to see you do is come join us in the room if you haven't already. You can find out more on this page about how to join VPT as a charter member for 50% off. We're going to be running that only probably for another week or so. So absolutely take a look at that. Get involved if you can. For VPT members, another really great trading day. I heard from a lot of folks. I tweeted out here, congratulations to all on the Qualcomm trade. I had heard that for many of you it was a nice double, which it was for us in the room. So that's really good news. So we'll leave it there for now. This is Rod with the VPT Live Trade Update. Reminding you to always trade like you mean it. We'll see you soon.